Hey there, Angry Faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports 84. We're gonna talk. Yeah, I'm not We're gonna talk about car jujitsu, where what they do is they fight in a car.
Yes, a subcompact car. Seen video on TikTok and YouTube this weekend. It's primarily a Russian sport, which hey, Russians are going to Florida.
That was the same thing. I thought I touched on it like a couple of weeks ago. We also said a Russian just do that
slap fighting.
No, phone booth
wrestling.
Phone booth fighting.
Yeah. No, I saw videos of it. I mean, like these two dudes are sitting there and they shake hands and everything. I mean, everything's legal, including using the seatbelt to choke your opponent out with.
Yeah, and the whole thing is who can get out, because the way they do it is they buckle each other up, and then whoever it's basically one of those things. Whoever unbuckles themselves first, that's when they attack the fastest.
Yeah,
weird stuff they found out, and of course, I watched this video going over what Russia is afraid of, like wizards, mutant soldiers, British for the war. They're also afraid that someone's gonna hypnotize Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin. Yeah,
God. It's just so funny.
Well, I mean, you've got to divert your attention to other things when you're getting your ass absolutely handed to you in Ukraine. So
yeah, it's one of those things. I really hope that we don't go to war with that bullshit, because and we'll get off this political bullshit and actually talk sports. But in all reality, with both those states fighting each other, both those countries fighting each other, they're both assholes.
Oh yeah, make no mistake about it. I'd just rather not get into a pissing contest with Russia. I mean, it's not that I don't think that we couldn't win, because I'm pretty sure that we can. In fact, I'm pretty confident that we can. It's just the fact that
it's like beating up a mentally challenged kid. You really just you have to do it if he's trying to attack you.
We just don't need it right now. I mean, especially in Biden's quote unquote leadership.
Yeah, anyway, kind of leadership.
We're gonna break from the format a little bit.
The reason why. Sorry, I totally forgot. The reason why Chris wasn't with us last week, he was doing and I just got an email that I could have actually gone to it if I wanted to. The service. What was it?
Salute to service.
Salute the service. What they had was they had a couple of cowboys and a couple of cheerleaders you could take photos with and get autographs with and whatnot. And they actually have a Black Rifle Coffee, America's greatest football team coffee now.
Huh. Oh boy, they have sold lock, stock, and barrel. Okay. I'm just I'm just putting it. Anyways, digressing. We're breaking from format this week. Instead of diving straight into baseball, there's not a lot of baseball news outside the fact that there's been an Aaron Judge sighting in San Francisco. I mean, he's scheduled to talk to the Giants at some point this week. There's not a lot to go over. There was a bench clearing brawl in the Dominican Winter Ball. Strudel Cabrera plays first base, and the team or the hitter on the opposing team hit a home run. Well, he kind of pimped it, and Cabrera took a exception to that because it felt like he was showing up. The hitter was showing up as pitcher, and guys rounding first, and Cabrera just comes in with a left hook from nowhere and levels the guy, and the bench is clear, and just like, oh wow. But past that, there's not a lot of football. I mean, not a lot of baseball news. We're generally going to kind of hold off on baseball news until after the winter meetings. I mean, unless something just kind of groundbreaking, kind of, oh, hey, I'm going to break the internet kind of happens.
Which
But
happens very rarely nowadays.
yeah. But we're going to look at it.
I did.
We'll look at it then, but getting into football.
There's
It was
one thing actually, because me and Mora was up at the Bricktown uh Bricktown Brewery. Anyways, place we usually go. I was actually watching ESPN because they actually have ESPN for the
Hey, can you hear that music in the background?
no, we're good.
No? Okay.
But they had the standings, who's the top 3 teams, and where 49ers stand, and where Cowboys stand, and where Vikings stand. Vikings are number 1, Cowboys number 2, and 49ers are number 3 in this.
How are the Vikings number 1? We'll get into that in just a minute. But
aren't they like 6-1? Well, no, they're 6-2, aren't they? So,
but like I said, we'll get into that in just a second. We'll start with our Thursday night game. We had the Titans pick to beat the Packers, and they did 27-17. Moving on, we had the Bears pick to beat the Falcons. That one we got wrong. The Falcons, for whatever reason, beat the Bears by a field goal, 24-27. We had the Ravens pick to beat the Panthers, and we got that one right, 13-3.
oh, another thing I saw is the Bears Falcon game. There's a group of people that dressed up like the Bears from Saturday Night Live. And
No, they dressed up like Mike Ditka, and it was a bachelor. It was a bachelor party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. We had the Bills over the Browns. That game was played in Detroit. It was a home game for the Bills in Detroit, not, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, because Buffalo had about 7 feet of snow over the weekend. And if you were watching any of the videos that were coming in from people posting on TikTok, YouTube, things like that, dude, that snowfall and that snow rate was absolutely insane.
I thought it was only 6.
Nope, there were some places that got 7 feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Moving on, we had the Commanders over the Texans. We got that one right. We had the Eagles pick to beat the Colts, and the Colts almost pulled off the upset. 17-16 was the final score. A breakdown in defense allowed Jalen Hurts to run right up the middle, untouched, and score the touchdown to put the Eagles up at the end of the game. Then we had the Patriots pick to beat the Jets. Got that one right too. And then we had the Rams over the Saints. We got that one wrong. 20-7 was the score, or 20-27 was the score on that one, with New Orleans on the plus side. We had the Lions
losing to the Giants, and the Lions have rattled off 3 wins in a row.
It's getting scary out there, Parker.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But the Rams, I mean, not the Rams, the Lions have got to remember that with great power comes great responsibility. And now that I have uttered that statement, somebody very near and dear to the heads or to the front office is going to die at the hands of the Green Goblin.
That'd be so sad. Sad if that actually happened.
Right. But the Lions pulled out the win, 31-18. Not only did they squeak out a win, they embarrassed the New York Giants at home. So there was that. We had the Raiders over the Donkeys. That was my pick. David's pick was Denver over Las Vegas. And not only did the Raiders beat the Broncos, but I saw a TikTok earlier today that we don't know if it's true or not, but Russell Wilson has requested his immediate release from the team because after the win, or I mean after the loss, one of the Broncos players was blasting music in the locker room by a hip hop artist named Future. Now, for those of you who are in the know, Future is the hip hop artist that Russell Wilson is currently going through a divorce with.
So they did psyops.
Yeah, so that was pretty vicious right there. And then we moved on to the other pick that went 2 different ways. We, as a organization, had Cowboys over the Vikings. David decided, well, he's going to go based off of the numbers, i.e., the win-loss records, and he decided to take the Vikings over the Cowboys. I get a text later on in the day that the Vikings are getting absolutely murdered. The Cowboys.
It was what, 38-3?
40-3 was the final.
43. Okay.
Cowboys advance to 7-3. The Vikings fall to 8-2. The Vikings are still in the lead in their division.
Yeah.
I they're going to have a pretty miserable season to not get that division title wrapped up. The only 2 teams that they've lost to this year are both from the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And then we had the Bengals over the Steelers. We got that one right. Bengals 37-30 over Pittsburgh. We had the Chiefs pick to beat the Chargers. That one came true for us, 30-27. And then we had the Niners over the Cardinals, 38-10. So all in all, we only missed what was it? 1, 2 games out of all of our picks.
That's actually surprising.
My picks. I had a great fucking week. David, not so much. Yeah, I'm just sitting there going, "Ooh, okay, all right, okay." I mean, I really wanted to get that third loss in there because I really wanted the Colts to be able to beat the Eagles. One, because I can't stand the Eagles. 2, I have learned over the weekend. My birthday was on Sunday, so my wife snuck my daughter into the state. So my daughter visited me for my birthday this weekend, and come to find out that she's got a boyfriend. Now, I have yet to learn the name of said boyfriend because that information was not made available to me. And if it was, honey, I'm sorry. Daddy stopped listening when you said the words, he's an Eagles fan. So there's that. I'm like, ooh. I said, he's not a Yankees fan, is he? She's like, no, he's more of a football guy. He's an Eagles fan. I said, that's what's wrong with him. So I mean, overall, the weekend was pretty decent for me.
Did you sharpen the K-bar?
No, I didn't because he wasn't here.
Oh, well.
Now, had he been here, he would have been sleeping on the couch while my daughter slept in a room separate from him. Just because that's the way it is.
What happens if they get married?
Well, if they get married, then that means they got a license to practice, and I can't say anything about it. But yeah, all in all, it was a bad weekend for her boyfriend, though, because he's also a Tennessee Volunteer fan, and the Tennessee Volunteers
I got smashed.
absolutely ass raped at the hands of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Yes, pun intended. Um,
Yeah,
the
they got
South
told.
Carolina scored so many touchdowns in this game that their pyrotechnics team ran out of fireworks.
Because they shoot
Because
off every time they get a touchdown.
with every home touchdown, the South Carolina Gamecocks pyrotechnics crew for their home stadium shoots off fireworks around the top rim of the stadium. The last touchdown didn't have any fireworks because they ran out.
They could have gotten like a little.
No, I think that would have done more to hurt the image of the pyrotechnics team than they would have. I think it was more an indictment against the football team itself, because you get all these people. Oh, that's Beamer ball, baby. I'm like, no, shh, 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 hush, hush, hush. The last new bit of newsworthy anything that came out of that program was Steve Spurrier and Javon Clowney, but I swear to God,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Zach Medford, if he's listening to this show right now, he is going to be blowing my phone up. Boy, don't be talking shit about my Gamecocks. I'll be like, all right, bro.
I just remember. I don't know why this popped in my head, but what popped in my head was that whole scene from Tropic Thunder. Fuck Mother Nature, and just it just explodes. Though
You're gonna have to get a binding resolution. I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker. All right, so let's dive into next week's picks. Thursday is not. I mean, Thursday is going to be a great game. Now, with the Bills coming in, winning 3 in a row, they're hosting the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills are actually going to be playing 2 consecutive weeks in Detroit. One is the home team, which is what they did on Sunday, and this coming Thursday as a member of the visiting team, right?
I don't get. I don't. Okay.
Well, see, there's a lot of Thursday games.
No, it's not that. It's it. I understand there's a lot.
It's just because of the snow. Yeah, it's just because of the snow.
No. It's not that fact. It's the fact. Oh, we got to get out of the snow. Let's go to Detroit. There's not going to be any snow there
because Detroit has a covered stadium.
Yeah, no, but still, it's still fucked.
Now, everybody talks about Bills Mafia, and so like when an opposing team fan base talks a lot of shit.
Yeah, Rich talks about it all the time.
Right. But the Bills Mafia, anytime like they lose a game or whatever, or somebody talks a lot of smack, Bills Mafia, what do? Instead of talking louder, they fund they gather up money. I mean, like a lot of money, and they donate it to a local charity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's outstanding. But the Bills Mafia really stepped up this week because the team was trying to get to the airport, and a lot of players couldn't get out of their houses. So you had people who lived in those players' neighborhoods bringing in their snow blowers, bringing in shovels, and they were shoveling the players out of their houses, unburying their cars, or getting them rides to the airport so they could get to Detroit for that game.
That's fucking classy.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. And if if it wasn't for the fact that Buffalo is located in the state of New York and is a matter of principle and religion, I cannot stand or have time for anything sports related from the state or city of New York.
It's all about the cities. The big most of the I was looking at a map. It's mostly the bigger cities.
Yeah, I mean it's the metropolitan area of New York City, to include the Meadowlands, which is technically across the river in New Jersey. But I'll give Buffalo a pass on this one. As far as the whole New York thing. I mean, I like the Bills this year. They've got a lot of spunk. They got a lot of fire. But man, the Bills Mafia, dude, I'm telling you, that is a lovable bunch of idiots, man. I'm telling you. So I'm kind of thinking, man, it's the I think the Lions, it's a Thanksgiving Day game. And the Lions are feeling a little bit spunky. But I'm thinking I'm going to take the Bills over the Lions on this one. I'm guessing you want to go the other way.
No. It's
No,
not
you
that I'm
don't
going
listen
against
on that
you.
one.
It's not that I'm going against you every freaking time. I'm looking at the stats. Lions haven't been picked on anything that was actually good until the Axel Foley put on a fucking jersey for Beverly Hill Cop.
Well, it was technically a Letterman's jacket that he was wearing, but
But anyways,
all right. So next, now these are all Thanksgiving Day games. So I mean, it's going to be a full slate of football, good football.
good
On
after
Thanksgiving
stuff
Day.
full.
Well, there's only really, I mean, I say there's really 3 games being played.
Even
The
though
Bills
everybody's
have the
having
early, the Bills have the early matinee. Now these are all Central times, but the Bills and Lions, they kick off at 11:30 in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. I'm gonna have to watch that one in my bedroom because why? Well, my wife, I love her to death. We just have a tradition. We have to watch the Macy's Day Parade. No, you have to watch the Macy's Day Parade. I've got a football game to go watch. So there's that.
I'm still upset for that $50 turkey. Yeah. Yeah, most of the turkeys the buy, they're like $50 a piece.
I bought mine 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I've got 40 pounds of turkey thawing in the kitchen right now.
Hmm.
I got a 21-pound turkey and I got a 19.5-pound turkey.
Oh, nice.
Right? I'm just sitting there going, zang. So yes, for those of you keeping score at home, that's closer to 41.5, almost 42 pounds of poultry that I'm thawing out for Thursday. So if you want to cut about semantics, fine, please come at me, bro. Otherwise, shut it a mouth and then let's move on.
You
All right.
actually act like the people are watching us. If they're watching us, comment on us.
Hey, please comment, come at me. Now, we had some guys come by the house today who were trying to sell us a solar panel package for the house.
Yeah.
Which we're going to try to do, but
you get like a tax
we were talking about energy usages and things like that. You know, we got 5 boys in the house at any given time that are gaming, and I game, and my sister-in-law works from home. And then my wife brought up the fact that, yeah, my husband does a podcast, and they looked at me and they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. And so I was like, you got Spotify or Apple? And they were like, yeah. And one guy pulls up his YouTube, and I was like, all right, look, Angry Meat Productions. So they subscribed. So we got at least one new subscriber on our YouTube channel today.
Kidding me? I barely checked that because the whole stuff is almost negligible. But anyways, go ahead and I'm gonna check.
All right, so then we're going to move on to the 3:30 game. The New York Giants are coming into AT&T Stadium to play the Cowboys. Now, with the way that the Giants have been playing and the fact that they just lost against the Detroit Lions, and the way that the Cowboys are playing, they are going in 2 separate directions. I am going to take the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm all right with that.
Okay, good. All right. Now,
I'm looking at other stuff while you do that because I'm curious.
Okay. And then we've got our 7:20 game. It's the evening game, the matinee game for well, I say matinee, this is the prime time game on Thanksgiving. The Patriots are going into Minnesota to play the Vikings at the Vikings shed. This one, I mean, I want to lean Patriots, but at the same time, I'm kind of like the Vikings. I mean, they can't get any worse. I mean, other than being shut out. It's not like they can score negative. I mean, they were held to a field goal by the Dallas Cowboys this week.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a short turnaround time for the Vikings. I mean, it's a short turnaround time for these 9 teams, or for these 6 teams rather. But man, I'm in Belichick we trust, man. I'm going to go with the Patriots over the Vikings. Now I know that we're probably going to take an L on this one, but I'm going to hold out hope that Belichick's got something for Minnesota.
Or maybe maybe the Vikings and just their win streak is just gone to sunder.
It's possible, man. You shoot your wad at the first half of the season, dude. You got nothing left.
Yeah.
This used to be what I would call a battle of mediocrity, but the Donkeys are going into Carolina to play the Panthers. And with the way that the Broncos are playing right now, disjointed would be a compliment. So we're going to take the Panthers over the Donkeys. And they will be called the Donkeys on this show until they consistently win. And to quote one of my favorite movies, Major League, men, if you win 2, that's 2 in a row. You win 3, that's what they call a winning streak. Until they put together a winning streak, they will be called the Donkeys on this show. If if Russell Danger Wilson wants to call in or dare DM us on Twitter, anything, and he says, you know what, I've got something to say against that, we will gladly provide him with a meeting link for a Zoom, and we will have him on the show, and I will ask him to vehemently defend his inaction at the position of quarterback while playing in the Mile High City.
I wish that could happen, but we've already found out ourselves that that'll probably never happen, only because they're not allowed to, unless it's like scripted or something. That still,
Well, if he gets released by the by Denver this week, if that story is true and he gets released,
yeah, that would be kind of funny. That he was like, "Hey, I'm going to come on your show and say all this stuff." Don't you have like a bigger avenue? I'm just going to put it out there. Like,
yeah, I mean, like Mighty have how the Mighty have fallen. Man, you won a Super Bowl, and then you could have called an audible at the line and handed it off to Marshawn Lynch and beat Tom Brady, but instead you throw an interception on the goal line.
Yeah.
You snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. How the fuck does that happen? But I digress. Moving on, we're taking the Panthers over Denver on that one, and then we've got the Buccaneers on Sunday. Actually, the Broncos and Panthers is the first Sunday game. And then we've got on Sunday also, we got Tampa Bay going into Cleveland. I am picking Tom Brady to stay undefeated post-divorce over the Browns.
How many teams are? I'm just out of curiosity. How many teams are there? Because I'm trying to figure out how many games are going to be on Sunday. There's only going to be like.
There's going to be, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games on Sunday because nobody has a bye week this week.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
All right, so we got the Ravens at the Jaguars. I think the Ravens are going to figure it out, and they're going to beat the Jags. And then we got the Texans going to Miami. Miami, they're consistent enough. Houston, they either score all their points in the first half and then don't do dick in the second, or they wait until the fourth quarter to start finally playing, and then they lose by a field goal. So we're going to take Miami over the Texans. Sorry. I just think that's funny to me for some reason. I think it's because I live down here in Texans country. Then we've got the Bears at the Jets. Ugh. Okay, well, the Jets are returning to form. They are the Jets that everybody has come to know and love. But then the Bears, what are the Bears doing? But I think the Bears are going to do just enough and get enough things right that they're going to beat the Jets on Sunday. And
The Bears.
The Bears. And then we've got the Bengals, the resurgent Bengals, who have started to figure out their passing game, coming into Tennessee to play the Titans. Tennessee is starting to figure things out. They've got, their passing game is starting to come around. Their running game is really starting to develop and starting to come into its own. and that's a tough pick, man. But I think ultimately, I think the Bengals are going to take the Titans. What are you typing in there? Nothing. Oh, you were texting.
I was texting, but I was texting my daughter.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and then after that, we've got the Falcons visiting the District of Columbia Commanders. You know, it just for shits and giggles. We're going to take Washington in this one.
Okay.
Next, we've got the Chargers at the Cardinals. We're going to take the Chargers on that one. That's just because I'm really not all that. I'm not sold on Arizona. Their offense hasn't done anything. They had Colt McCoy playing this past Sunday. And for those of you who know, Colt McCoy used to play for the University of Texas, and then got drafted and didn't do anything. I mean, he was playing through injury. I mean, he's been bouncing around the league. He's finally found a home in Arizona. He wasn't able to do a whole lot.
Wasn't he one of those guys that kept on getting injured and he's never really played? Or was I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah. No, I mean you're on the right track. There's a lot of guys that have done that, to include Robert Griffin III, Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Baylor, just up the road in Waco. But
yeah,
man, you know, at this point, I mean, you got to kind of question. It's like, all right, I know that JJ Watt left the Texans because he wanted to go to a winning team, and he felt comfortable in the Arizona program, and the front office and the coaching staff has just absolutely shit the bed. So I don't know. We'll see. But we're taking the Chargers on that one. Now, this is going to be a little bit of an easier pick. It's going to go against everything that I think that my friend Chip Wilson would agree with. But the Seahawks are hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, and we're going to pick the Seahawks to beat the Raiders on Sunday. And then we've got the Los Angeles Rams at the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to take Kansas City on this one, not because it's Patrick Mahomes, but because of the fact that Matthew Stafford has yet once again figured out that he's Matthew Stafford. It doesn't matter. You can rebrand it. You can put a brand new wrap.
you still there?
How can I put this? It's like
There you go.
Wait.
No, I
It's
don't.
like comparing a freshly brewed cup of Beyond Black Rifle blend coffee to instant Folgers.
Okay.
Okay. You
No,
tracking on that?
no, it's not that. It's you froze for a second. I was making sure that you didn't say anything before that, right? You're okay. The only way to
I
describe
was
it
talking about Matthew Stafford rebranding himself.
okay.
You know, yes,
Look at all the
he's
hell.
ridiculous. He goes to LA, and his defense helps carry him along with Cooper Kupp, who is injured, by the way. They carried him to a Super Bowl. And everybody's like, oh, Matthew Stafford, it's such a great story, such a deserving guy. And it's like, well, it's Matthew Stafford.
Mm.
You know, I mean, when the head coach out over there for the Rams gave up on Jared Goff and did a 1-for-1 swap on quarterbacks with Detroit and said, you know what, send us your guy. We're going to send you ours. And they're like, great. Jared Goff, he's a great quarterback. And then he gets out there. And I'm like, I mean, as of right now, let me check on this here.
Was it one of those things like, oh no, we got shit?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, let's go. You know, it's Matthew Stafford. He ain't gonna do shit. And then he goes out and wins a Super Bowl, right? But I'm like, all right, I think I'm willing to chalk that up to being as a one-off kind of a deal, because I mean they had Von Miller, they had Sam Darnold, They had a really great defense last year going into their Super Bowl win. But this year, I mean, this far into the season, I mean, dude, you think about it. The Rams are in last place in the NFC West. They have a 3-7 record. Let's just kind of put that into perspective. The Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions are 4-6. The Detroit Lions, with Jared Goff under center, have a better record than the reigning Super Bowl champions.
How is that even possible? I mean, I get it that a lot of the times, it's like what I was talking even about, like right before the beginning of the year, is the basic fact of once they won a Super Bowl, they're most of the time they're not even shit after next year. I mean, Cowboys are the only one that's like year after year after year they got Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, if Stephen A. Smith ever hears our show, he's going to call us out on ESPN and not even give us the time of day to come on and say it to our face, kind of a thing, because he's an absolute Cowboy hater. Even though Jerry Jones called him out as being a fraud on national television to his face. But we're going to take the Chiefs over the Rams on that one because, I mean, dude, Von Miller went somewhere else. I mean, he is playing in Buffalo now. Okay. Sam Darnold, I mean, dude, he was talking about retiring after winning the Super Bowl, and it took this really ungodly contract for him to come back, and he's just not the same. He's not the same. Sorry, he's just not the same. And then we've got the Saints going into San Francisco to play the 49ers. Man, I'm starting to believe that there's a little bit of truth behind the hype out there in San Francisco, where I think we're going to take the Niners over the Saints on this one because it just, I mean, yeah, the Saints won last week. They won over the team that we picked, but I don't think that they're consistent enough to put together a 2 or 3 week winning streak. I think that the 49ers are really they're going to show up and they're going to show out, and they're going to come out of that one with the W. The Sunday night game is going to be the Packers at the Eagles. I think that the Eagles are just way too much right now, and that the Packers have really they don't know what's going on. I mean, Aaron Rodgers got booed off the field.
Did he really?
Yeah, and they were playing at Lambeau.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. So when
isn't the thing about the Packers is they
fans of Green Bay, the fans of the Green Bay Packers are very discerning when it comes to certain position players like defensive end or quarterback, specifically quarterback. I mean, you're talking about you had Bart Starr, and then you had Brett Favre, and now you've got Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has carried you to a Super Bowl, and it's like, okay, great, but Aaron Rodgers is on the backside of his career, unlike Tom Brady, who seems to find ways to win. I think Aaron Rodgers is equally talented of a quarterback, just doesn't have the personnel around him to do anything this year worth mentioning. So
doesn't the Green Bay Packers have mostly stock? The community have stock in actually.
Yeah.
I would boo them too.
Season tickets are incredibly hard to get because they're passed down from generation to generation. So if you live in the city of Green Bay, you're given an opportunity to buy stock in the team. It's a publicly open or publicly owned team, so to speak. Whereas all the rest of the franchises in the NFL are privately owned by one individual. Yeah, you've got an owner, but the owner allows people to buy stock in his team, kind of a thing.
But yeah, I would boo the fuck out of them.
Dude, yeah, it's bad. And then the Monday night game, which is going to be on November 28th. We're looking at the Steelers at the Colts. I'm going to take the Colts because Jeff Saturday, the former center who played for the Colts during the Peyton Manning years, he's been coaching them the last 2 or 3 weeks, and he just now lost a game, and that was against the Eagles that barely pulled out a 1-point victory. So I'm feeling pretty confident about the Colts. So we're going to take the Colts over the Steelers on this one.
There we go.
That's just kind of my take on it right there. So I mean, we've got the Bills over the Lions, Cowboys over the Giants. I'm iffy on this one, but the Patriots over the Vikings, the Panthers over the Donkeys of Denver, the Bucks over the Browns, Ravens over the Jaguars, Miami over the Texans, Bears over the Jets, Bengals over the Tigers over the Titans. Bengals are a tiger. Don't ask me why. Washington over the Falcons, Chargers over the Cardinals, Seahawks beating the Raiders, Chiefs over the Rams, Niners over the Saints, Eagles over the Packers, and the Colts beating the Saints. And that should wrap up our week 12 picks. I don't really, I mean, dude, that's a lot of football for the weekend. I mean, the big day is going to be Sunday, obviously. I mean, I know that at some point we're going to have to get into basketball. At some point, we're going to have to give a lot of credence to hockey. Right now, apparently, and this is allegedly here, the most popular sport in the world has some kind of like quad annual tournament going on called the World Cup or something like that. Yes, I know, people. I know what the World Cup is. Don't at me.
Well, here's just another thing that's actually happening in the World Cup is where it's being played at right now.
Yeah, it's in Qatar, but yeah, unless you are an elite fan, and I'm talking one that has money that pays for the box seats and things like that, you're not going to be able to buy alcohol at the World Cup to watch a game.
Well, that's not even the case. What's happening is they're wearing like bands for unification of the LBG, the alphabet group.
Yeah.
And they're getting like yellow carded for that.
Yeah, FIFA's losing a lot of face, man. I mean, every time they come out with a new pick for the host country, I mean, there's all kinds of like accusations about, well, your vote was bought. This is a tainted vote. This, that, you know. I mean, it sounds like American politics is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, apparently the U.S. played over the weekend, and they played Wales to a 1-1 draw. So I mean, we're still in group play. They haven't gotten out of groups yet until they get to the single elimination round. But the matches that were played today, France beat Australia 4-1. Mexico and Poland played to a 0-0 tie. Denmark and Tunisia played to a 0-0 or a 0-0 draw. And then Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia 2-1. And then I know that America plays England. I think, when is it here? Hold on. Oh my God, they're watching Christmas movies in the living room, and I can hear it over my microphone. Oh, come on. I just need to see a schedule of games. The FIFA World Cup website is not put together well at all.
That's all right.
Teams.
Yeah,
Dude, this is just horrendous.
just to let everybody know in the future. I mean, comment on our stuff on YouTube and everything. That's all well and good. But I don't know why those
Okay, so tomorrow there's some matches going on tomorrow. Morocco and Croatia play tomorrow at 4 a.m. Germany and Japan they play tomorrow at 7 in the morning. Spain and Costa Rica play at 10 a.m. Belgium and Canada play at 1 in the afternoon. Switzerland versus Cameroon at 4 in the afternoon. And Uruguay play South Korea Thursday morning at 7 in the morning. Let me see here. And then Wales, Iran play on Friday. Qatar and Senegal play on Friday. Let me see here. When is the next time that the US plays? Holy crap, I saw it. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, US and Wales drew 1-1 draw. So the next time that the US plays, they're going to play Iran on Thursday or Tuesday the 29th at 1 p.m. So that's who's playing. Oh, so that's who we're playing next is Iran. And then yeah, they haven't announced the rest of the schedule yet. So yeah, group play concludes on Friday, December 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start the round of 16. The round of 16, then it moves into the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then there's a third place playoff. So the losers of the two semifinal games, they go on to play for whoever finishes in third place. And then the final game, the championship match, the World Cup champion match, is going to be December 18th at 9 in the morning, and that's here local time. So I don't know. I mean, the Fox News Network, or not Fox News Networks, the Fox networks here in America have been really kind of hyping it up, so to speak.
It's like
Sorry,
they
my contact is going a
have
little
money
nuts on
into
me.
it.
Yeah, I mean, they even got John Hamm to play the part of Santa Claus, so that like, hey, kids believe. I mean, the only Santa Claus that I'm interested in watching this year is David Barber playing Santa Claus in Violent Night. And then obviously I'm going to watch Mel Gibson playing Santa Claus in my now new yearly viewing of Fat Man. And then of course Christmas Eve we've got our annual viewing of Die Hard. But
Oh, me
yeah.
and my brother-in-law, I'm gonna go see Violent Night. So
Yeah, well, December 2nd is gonna be that is gonna be that is the first weekend of the month. That is gonna be awesome. That I've got my boys that weekend. Yeah, so that's not this coming weekend, but so I'll have my boys that weekend. And honestly, I mean, yeah, there's a new Marvel movie out in the theaters, Wakanda Forever, but I'm not that interested in seeing it. I'm just not. And it's not a race thing at all. It's just I just without Chadwick Boseman, dude, I just don't. I'm not. I just can't. I can't get into it.
I'm waiting until it comes out on video.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. That's what I'm waiting on. But yeah. So Colin is getting ready to deliver his joke of the week. So while we're waiting on him, over the weekend on Sunday, on my birthday, it was announced that Jason David Frank, better known as the what are you doing?
That was the flute thing from the Green
Right.
Ranger.
Yeah, he played the original White and Green Ranger in the original
And he
Mighty
also
Morphin
played the
Power
Black
Rangers.
Ranger in Dino Thunder too.
Yeah, Dino Thunder, yeah, but in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the ones that the kids from the 90s grew up on, he committed suicide over the weekend. He was aged 49. He lived here in Houston, had a martial arts studio.
I was wondering, we can't understand the demons that a person's actually going through and everything.
I do know that he was going through his second divorce.
Okay.
And he left 4 kids behind. And the thing of it is that I didn't really get into the whole Power Ranger thing until I was a full grown ass man.
Which is really sad.
You know what, man? I mean, at the time, dude,
Time.
I, I 95, I was shipping out for basic training. I was in my senior year when the first Power Rangers movie came out.
Yeah, but they've been out. Oh, they were out like two.
I know, but I didn't get into it. I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't get into it. Now, I started to get into it a little bit. Uh, when when Jason's character Tommy was introduced into the series. Um, I know that in 2001, the girl that played Trina, the Yellow Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
she died in a car accident.
No, she committed suicide too.
I thought it was a car accident.
Nope, it's suicide.
Was it suicide? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I was watching.
I remember reading on
in-
Reddit this weekend. Somebody said it was a car wreck,
Hold on.
but um, yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, man, David, you and I have had the opportunity to meet at least one Ranger in real life. Um, I mean, these are human beings, and they've got demons just like everybody else. I mean, and just to watch like some of the remaining cast that's out there, like Amy Jo Johnson got on her TikTok page yesterday, and dude, I mean, she
Oh,
put out,
yeah. Okay, she died in a car accident. I thought it was
yes,
suicide.
yes, I thought I read that. But Amy Jo Johnson, she played the Pink Ranger. I mean, she was quite possibly like everybody's, like she was America's like crush during the 90s. Um, I mean, she had like a 2 or 3 minute TikTok where, I mean, she was crying. I mean, dude, she's at a loss, just like a lot of other people are. I mean, I'm going through Twitter and I'm going through TikTok, and there was a lot of people that they considered this guy their heroes.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I
there is.
remember seeing a video before a Comic-Con signing, when, I mean, Jason David Frank was coming out, and he was like, "Hey, look, if you're in a line, and I mean, I know everybody, you think that they get tired of it, like, oh, you're my hero. If that guy looks at you like, you know, I don't want to be your hero, don't stand in his line. Come stand in my line. I am honored. It's my honor, and I'm privileged to wear that mantle, kind of a thing." I
Yeah,
mean,
it
he was engaging with the fans, and
yeah. And even like one fan, they had like a little thing to where he had to have security because last time I saw him, I was like, "Hey, Jason, how's it going? Oh, what's happening?" He's like, "Oh, there was a thing." And no, it was in Arizona, I think it was Phoenix, because he went to
mhm,
Phoenix Con and someone tried to kill him.
yeah, but I mean, he, I mean, the demons got too loud for him, and
Yeah,
it's sad, and there's 4 kids left in this world. I mean, there's 4 kids in this world now who don't have a father. And, you know, eh, having come out of a divorce that was not particularly amicable, being told that your kids will not be taken away from you, being told that the kids will not be used as a weapon, only to have that done to you in spite of everything. The demons get really, really loud, and it's not fun to have to try to think about experiencing this world, living with that kind of pain. But I'm here to tell you unequivocally, men and women, of both sides. I mean, both sides of the divorce, it's not pleasant. But find somebody to pick up the phone. Call anybody. Or it's just, and I know that you're not. A lot of times, I mean, while the litigation is still going on, you're not really allowed to kind of go public about things, because I mean, the court really kind of frowns upon stuff like that.
yeah,
But it's the situation where um find somebody you can trust and talk to them. Because at the end of the day, what it all boils down to is that suicide does not stop the pain. It just spreads it around for everybody that you leave behind. And, even though I wasn't a diehard follower fan of the Power Rangers franchise, this one kind of stung a little bit.
Yeah, because they were supposed to have a new. They don't even know if they're going to bring out because they had the Dragon Lord episode from what was it, Rising Sun or Bat in the Sun? I think it is. It was a series that they were making on the side, like a fan film and everything.
Yeah, in those fan films, man,
They're fucking phenomenal. Bat in the
those
Sun does
good.
a really good job.
Yeah. But I mean, I saw one fan film where Billy was actually like a bad guy, the Blue Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was a bad guy. Like he ended up turning bad, kind of a thing. But of course, it was
I think it's like off the
Joe
grid.
Johns. It was the Pink Ranger and it was the Green Ranger that were like trying to work together. And yeah, they were trying to figure out what was going on. But yeah, I mean, it's a sad thing that happened this weekend, man. But everybody's got to figure out a way to kind of push forward. It's cool seeing all these tributes on social media like TikTok, Twitter, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a lot of fans out there, a lot of people that believed in him, and just like with even some of the more shocking celebrity suicides that we've heard about. And I say suicides, but like Robin Williams or Chester Benningfield, or Bennington from Lincoln Park. Nobody saw those coming, like at all. And the thing about it is that with suicides, people who talk about doing it 9 times out of 10 don't. And it's the quiet, nobody says, no, I never would have thought kind of things. Those are the people to watch out for. So even if you don't think that you see signs or anything like that, call your buddies, check on them, see how they're doing, send them a text message, see how they're handling things. Just kind of check on everybody. I mean, with the world being connected the way that it is now these days with social media and things like that, text messaging, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, whatever.
But and also another thing is what I was trying to say is
I was making my point.
Yeah, I thought you paused.
I paused. Yeah.
Don't pause for like 2 seconds.
With the world being connected the way that it is, it's a smaller world, and there's no reason why we can't readopt the front porch mentality that we used to have back in the golden years of America, where everybody was a neighbor. You used to be able to sit down as a family on the front porch on a Friday evening and just kind of hang out and just talk. We need to have that kind of a mindset when it comes to checking on our friends, when it comes to checking on our loved ones, and that includes extended family. And I think that it's very possible for us to get back to that point in our lives. So, I think we need to make a concerted effort, considering the fact that we've got the holiday season upon us now. I mean, Thanksgiving is this Thursday.
Yeah.
And we just need to be able to do the things that we have to do to make sure that we're going to be here for each other, even if it's just a gentle reminder that, hey, I know that you're going through some things, so just know that you don't have to go through it alone. Even just a simple text, you don't even have to ask for a reply. Replies may not even be necessary, but still, at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we're checking on each other, because if we don't, and then everybody starts looking out for number one, and they just resort to the keyboard warrior thing all over again, we're going to be in a really bad place, and we're not gonna make it. But having said that, I'm going to turn off my microphone. I'm going to bring Colin in,
Okay, while you're doing that, just everybody, make sure that you get the on Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter. And if you need any help, just reach for us out through on those avenues. I think you might be able to do it on TikTok too. Sometimes I've been having troubles contacting people on TikTok, but also Facebook or not Facebook, uh uh YouTube and Rumble, the comments haven't been able to see. It takes the effort to see those comments, but if you message us and everything on the other avenues, we will get a hold of you as fast as possible.
Hold on, my MacBook is just running incredibly slow right now. Hold on just a second. Oh my God, seriously.
Oh, that's some fucking bullshit.
What's that?
Taylor Swift left the AMA's show and was rushed to the hospital due to extreme back pain. The cause of this incident is because she was carrying the music industry on her back since 2006.
Oh, yes. Whatever. Um,
I want to go see that movie Devotion. I think I'm going to see that one more.
yeah, that looks interesting. Come on, really? Force quit. Yes, force quit. And yes, force quit. Yep. All right, I think I've got it figured out now. Here, hold on. There we go. All right, even my phone's being slow. I don't get it. Turn my microphone back on so everybody can hear him.
Hey, guy. Sorry it took me so long. For whatever reason, I'm having technical difficulties on my MacBook. But okay, so before we get into this week's joke, Colin and Reagan sent me my birthday present this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but when it came to jokes, I was gonna say, here's my idea. What if we give your birthday present a try?
Well, I would, but my birthday present is in my bedroom. It is a dad joke button.
Okay.
Push the button and it reads off a dad joke. Huh?
Have you given it a try?
Oh, dude, some of these jokes, they're gold. But this is not dad joke time. This is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men, women, children of all ages, angry faithful, lend me your ear. It has come this time, the same time. Every week, you have come to expect nothing but sure, unadulterated comedic excellence. We have striven, we have stroven, we have strived. Strived is the word I'm looking for, to bring you exactly what it is that your hearts thirst for, what your eyes yearn for, and what your eardrums yearn to bleed over. It's my genetic code. I bring to you, sponsored by me, Joke Time with Colin. All right, bud, go for it.
Okay, I got two.
Got two this week.
Okay, so the first one is, God, my brains. What does a cannibal do after he's done eating his vegetables? He goes on eBay and sees how much he can sell the wheelchair for.
I told that one to some guys that came over to the house today.
Oh, really?
All right, you said you had two.
Yeah. So the guy and his girlfriend want to get matching tattoos, and they decide they'll get she cells on their inner thigh. And now every time the guy puts his ear to her seashell, he can smell the ocean.
I like that one. I like that one. I actually love that one. Oh my gosh. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? You going over to your Granny and Papa Bill's?
Say hi to Johnny and everybody
Hey,
else.
Laura.
I think we're hosting it.
Oh, you think, oh, okay, great. Yeah, so am I. I'm smoking a 21-pound turkey.
I think
That's
we're
nice,
having
Doctor.
ham.
I just
Think you're having what?
We're having
Ham? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Ham's good. But you know, I mean, I like ham better. I think just because it's not as dry.
Well, considering that I'm gonna brine it for 24 hours starting tomorrow, and then I'm gonna give it a Cajun dry rub on Thursday before I put it in the smoker, I think my turkey will reign supreme.
You guys should do a turkey contest.
Yeah, well, Mindy's roasting a 19.5-pound turkey in the oven, so we shall see. We are hosting family at our house this year, David. Colin, I will give you and your brother a call on Thursday. Give him a hug for me. I love y'all.
Oh yeah.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Right.
Later.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Angry Faithful, once again, we have delivered. Colin has come through on his promise. He had one job and he knocked it out of the park this week. Stand, give an ovation, salute, and do the things that are necessary to show your gratitude, lest you be whipped and beaten into submission. It has been my pleasure and why did my camera go out?
I have no idea.
It has been my pleasure to once again bring you my genetic code to please. It's been joke time with Colin.
And on that note, everybody, thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman,
I'm Johnny Skelton.
and check y'all next time.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Flawless victory.